What is up, everybody? CryptoSavy here. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin and a possible trade setup. I do want to remind you guys, I'm doing a free t-shirt giveaway. I'll be picking a random comment on Sunday. Make sure you leave your comment in the comment section down below the video. Guys, that really helps the channel out when you do that. Definitely give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We do daily updates every single day. There's also a free Discord down below. There's a link to it in the description. Check it out. It's an awesome community. It's totally free. And yeah, let's get on with the video. All right, guys, as always, this is not financial advice, trading advice, or investment advice. Disclaimer scrolling on the bottom. The camera's a little bit goofy today. I got a new setup for Christmas, and I haven't got it all set up just quite right yet. But anyways, I want to remind you guys too, check out the links down below in the description. There's some awesome links in there, some ways to get some free crypto. There's some exchange links down there that you get a bonus for signing up with. Also, there's a Brave browser. Definitely check it out. It's an awesome browser, guys. Super fast. I use it for pulling up my charts. Usually when I record videos and do a bunch of charts, it'll lag while I'm doing videos, but with Brave browser I have zero lag. All right, I just wanted to talk about real quick, YouTube revives the popular Bitcoin channels after Christmas call. That was a big thing over Christmas here. Everybody was worried about it. Google had said something went wrong with their algorithm or whatever, but there's still people thinking that maybe it was groups doing it and flagging the channels, but there's still a few YouTubers that aren't back on yet. We'll see what happens. I'm sure they'll most likely come back with everybody else, but they did apologize, and they were pretty quick once they got on it to get everybody back on there. Like I said, there's still a couple more, but we'll see what happens. Just a reminder, guys, I talk about it a lot. Be careful with the news. These news channels really just spread FUD and fear and sometimes overhype things. But like right here, Forbes put Google's YouTube goes to war with Bitcoin and crypto, and they didn't go to war, obviously. Just be careful with these news articles, guys. Half of them are just garbage. And some of the other stuff out there that people make seem really real and they've done all this research is also garbage. Just be careful what you watch, guys. There's some serious poison in this community, and I can't wait till it gets weeded out. And one of them might weed himself out, it sounds like, which would be wonderful. Anyways, let's look over at the Fear and Greed Index. We are at 38, which is 1 point down from yesterday, still in fear. Like I said, I don't really like to judge off of this too much, but it's still nice. Just another thing to keep an eye on. Let's look at the longs over on Bitfinex. Still high as hell. They dropped a little bit, and they are the total of the three: Bitfinex, BitMEX, and Binance. The longs are still at almost 65%, and the shorts almost 36%. Let's look over at Bitcoin on the monthly. Like I said, there could be a trade setup coming. I'm going to keep an eye on it. It actually looks pretty promising and like it might be a good trade. So if you're into trading, I will leave a link to Bybit tutorial up top. Definitely check it out. You do get a bonus for signing up if you sign up to Bybit using my link. I do suggest, if you've never traded before, to try it on the testnet first before you risk your own money. And when you do decide, or if you decide and you're new to it, definitely don't put in more than you're willing to lose, and don't do high leverage. But yeah, a lot of people knock on trading. Trading's been around for a long time in the traditional markets. Bitcoin, nothing wrong with trading if you have the patience to learn how to do it correctly. You can do well off it, but if you just jump in and don't know what you're doing, you can lose a lot of money. So anyways, I just wanted to get that out there. I also have a Prime XBT link down there that you also can get a 35% bonus for signing up for that exchange. Looking on the monthly, let's don't forget to leave your comment down below, guys, and give it a giant thumbs up. Anytime you watch any channels, give it a thumbs up. If you like the content, there's you know, the views are down a lot in crypto right now because of the price action in Bitcoin, but just ask that anyone you watch, if you liked your comment, take a second out, give it a thumbs up, leave your comment, and your comment can be anything. Your dog's name, cat's name, whatever. Just leave a comment, help guys out. All right, let's look at the monthly. And we're still in this same formation that we've been in forever. Volume's still declining. And we've been talking about being in between the 21 EMA and the 13 EMA here. We are still squeezed in between there. It looks like it wants to drop below the 21, but we are getting support right now. Let's go over to the weekly. And looking at the weekly, move this up a little bit. As you guys can see, we've been following this, the 55 EMA, which is the yellow line, the 8 EMA crossed, which was bearish. We had a drop. Now it looks like the 13 is wanting to cross. If we can get a nice push up, we can avoid this cross and possibly come up to retest the top of this resistance line. But as you can see, the volume is still declining in this formation, which I believe if we can break through the top of this resistance on the top, it's going to be pretty bullish, guys. I know a lot of people are losing faith. People are super bearish, saying, you know, $4,000, whatever lows. I don't see it happening, but who knows? Nobody really knows, right? We also have this in the RSI. You guys know I like my RSI. Before we look at that, I want to point out this red line for those of you that haven't been watching the channel. This is on the weekly. We had a capitulation over here back in 2015, 14. And when we popped back above this resistance line on the RSI, we came back down, tested it for support, and then continued on with our bull market all the way through 2017. As you can see, 2018 right here, we capitulated under the support line, got back above it, came back down, tested it, and that's where we are now. I have this wedge drawn in here. I had the one with the yellow line here and the white line being the support, yellow line being the resistance. We popped out, came back down, tested it for support, got support. I also have this white line off of these 3 touches here. Move that down a little bit. And it looks like we could come down possibly and retest this. It doesn't have to. We can move up from here, and we'll take a look at that in the daily. And this is what I'm watching in the daily, guys. We'll take a look at the RSI on this too. But as you can see right now, we are getting resistance from all the EMAs down here, the smaller ones. We had a nice little push up yesterday and got rejected, came right back down. But I do have this support line drawn across here and this resistance line off of these 2 wicks. Let me move this up a little bit. Off of these 2 wicks here, which does look like it could be a broadening wedge. We'll see what happens, but the trade setup, like I said, we'll talk about in a minute when I go into the 4-hour chart, what I'm looking to trade. Now let's look at our possible lower lows, guys, from where we're at now. I don't think we'll go below the 3,000 like some people are suggesting. Again, I could be wrong. Nobody knows the future, but if you can see here, the big run up we had this year, if we go from the swing low to the swing high up here, put the Fibonacci retracements on it, we are still teetering within this golden pocket zone, which is in between the 0.618 and the 0.65. If you watched yesterday, well, I will talk about that in a second. If we were to drop down below this support line here off of these 2 wicks where we had a bear trap below it, popped back up. But if we are to drop below that line again, which is going to be around the 6,900 or so, we could drop as far as 5850 to retest the bottom of this support. Worst case scenario, guys, and that's why I have it in red here, is the 0.786 on this Fibonacci retracement is around the 5,400. If we did continue and have a breakdown here in a capitulation or whatever you want to call it, 5,400 is my worst case scenario, although there is this trend line from way back here all the way from this wick and from all these touches here. I think we had like 5 touches in there if I was to zoom in, but I'm not going to take your guys' time. So that would be around the 4750 range, and that would also line up with this support line running down here. And keep in mind, even on the daily, volume is still declining. Excuse me. Let's look at the RSI. And if we take a look at the RSI, if you look at the yellow, we had a falling channel here with a bear trap down here. And then I have a white resistance line up here and white support line down here, which looks like a rising channel. I still think it's a good possibility, guys, that we come up and at least retest this on the RSI. And a good possibility we break it and come up to test this top, the top of this rising channel. But if we fall from here, we could come all the way back down to test this. Let's look for some divergence real quick before we move on. And it's not really showing any divergence right now, but we are showing divergence in the 4 hour, in the longer term on the 4 hour, and I'll show you that here in a minute. But let's first get into what is going on. Okay, here's the trade I was talking about, guys. So I have this support line down here. We've had 2 touches on it already. Get it right here. And then I have this resistance line here. We did have a pop-up through it, but we got rejected and came right back down below. And that's the top of what I believe to be a rising wedge here. And we could be coming up to test the top of this as long as we don't break down here. If we break this low here around 70.50, guys, if we drop below that, I'm most likely going to have a short in here, and I will put a stop loss just above this trend line and try to short this if it does go down. And my first target would be around the 66.50, and what that is from this top support resistance line, these 3 touches we have up here. Like I said, I'm kind of discluding this as of now, but if we brought that down to where, if we broke down here, that would get us around the 66.50 range. I would probably close most, or if not all, of my position there. I may ladder out some a little before there too, but the next measured move I have, if it was to break down here, guys, is if we put this down to the breakout, that would be measuring the width of this rising broadening wedge, and that would get us right around, actually right around 6,200 would be the target there. 6,250, somewhere in that range. But again, guys, is a good possibility we do not break down here, but if we do, the number to watch here is going to be around the, I'd say around the 70.40 is the number I'd be watching. If we break down below that, I'm most likely going to put a short in here. Now, if we are to break up, I'm going to use this trend line here, which is the resistance from, zoom in so you can see it. And we'll take a look at the RSI in a second too, guys. But there is the 3 touches here. Now, if we take a measured move, if we're to break up from there, it's going to be around the 7,800, right in that area. Let's see, yeah, right around 7,800. And if we look at it one more way, we could look at this still as a bull flag. I'm kind of counting this out, but it's still possible. If we looked at this move here as a flag pull, this being the bull flag, and a break of that would get us around the 84.30. So if we don't break down here, guys, we could get something like this. Something in this area all the way back up to there, but we'll have to keep an eye on it. I do daily updates every single day, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. Tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos, and hit the all button, because a lot of people are saying they're not getting notified. by YouTube. I don't know what's going on there, but if you could, just make sure your notification bell is ticked and you hit all after that. But that's what I'm looking at, guys. And if it does break above this about 74.30, I'd actually go 74.40. If it does break above that, I'll probably put a long in, and I will close most of my position around 76.50, right in that range. But I will hold on to some to see if we can break through that 7,700 and get up to that 7,800 range. Most likely after we did that, we may come back down and test this again before continuing up. Like I said, guys, there's a good chance that we could bounce up from here. Keep an eye on that 7,040 level. If we break below that, then we're most likely headed to the 66.50, possibly all the way down to the 62.40. But let's see what happens. I think we got a good chance that we're going to come up and test this 74.22, and I'll show you why. I'm going to show you the divergence in the 4 hour. As you can see in the 4 hour also, volume's still declining. Usually, once the volume gets down to nothing like it's getting now, usually we'll have a big move, whether that be down or up. Like I said, keep an eye on the 70.40 range and the 74.30 range, 74.40, right in that range. If you guys are charting, draw your own trend lines in and watch that. Especially if you're trading. If you're not charting, you shouldn't be trading. But anyways, yeah. Let's go into the RSI. And as you can see right here, I'll put a line in here. On the RSI, we are having exaggerated bullish divergence, it looks like. Where right here, whoops, we're getting even lows. And if we look over here, this is actually, I'm sorry, it's not exaggerated. It is hidden bullish divergence. I guess you could consider that exaggerated, but it's kind of backwards for exaggerated. So anyways, we're getting equal lows across here and lower lows here. That's hidden bullish divergence, guys. And it does look like, zoom in here. Let me get this off of here. And I did move this line a little bit, guys. What I did, I cloned this bottom line and just brought it up here to this peak. And as you can see, we came back, we broke through here, came back down, tested it. We got kind of a bear trap right here. And now it looks like we're continuing up. We'll see what happens. It does look pretty promising, guys. And as I'm recording now, we're getting a nice little spike. We are at 71.70. So like I said, good possibility we continue up from here, guys, but watch that 70.40 area. If that breaks down from there, then we're looking at these lower lows. But yeah, back to this. We could be coming all the way up to test the top of this rising channel here, guys, in red. And that would most likely get us up to around that 7,800, 77 to 7,800. So definitely keep an eye on that, guys. It could be a good day for Bitcoin. Anyways, if you enjoyed the content, please click the CryptoSavy logo above my head to get you subscribed to the channel. Tick the notification bell. Make sure you hit the all selection on the notification bell. Smash the likes. Leave your comments. That'll also get you entered to win the free t-shirt Sunday. And thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Have a great day, and I may see you tonight. Take it easy.